単位は D5 のテスト
Hello everybody, my name is Drake.
And I'm Grant.
And together we are JoJo's Overdrive. And today we've got the Part 6 stands ranked. After so long, we're doing it. And let me tell you, I love Part 6 stands. They're so good. So spoiler alert, there's going to be a lot of high ones. But there's some dips. But you'll see, you're gonna have to actually watch the video. You have to actually
Make sure to
watch.
like and subscribe and comment.
Comment what your favorite Stone Ocean stand is. Please do that for the algorithm. Also, just a heads up, we're not gonna count the boiling water stand or whatever. I know we got this tier list from somewhere else. We're not counting the boiling water stand, and we're also not gonna do Star Platinum because we already ranked Star Platinum in Part 3, and we also ranked it in Part 4, but we felt like it was used in Part 4 differently enough, but in Part 6, it's really just the same, so we're not including those two in this ranking. Starting off, Stone Free. It's very good. It's very good.
Alright, on to the next
one.
Very good. I love the glasses and the design.
Oh my god, the glasses are so nice.
The string is very fun, being less powerful than Golden Experience.
Yeah, like Star Platinum is so strong compared to Stone Free. It's a fun change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I've always loved Stone Free. Very, very, very good main character stand. I'd say pretty high up in terms of I don't think I like it as much as Star Platinum, but pretty damn high up in my ranking of main character stands. But there's not that much to say about it. It's good. A tier. Bam. Complete. Burning down the house. It's fun. It's not like super great standout, and it doesn't really
it's mainly just towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, Emporio does like being a computery guy too.
He summons his ghost computer from the ether in order to do stuff like print out binary things. He's a hacker, man. It's good job, Emporio. Good skill set to save the entire universe with. B tier, I'd say. Good B tier. It's a good stand. It's good. No physical form, which could be used more, but besides that, it's nice. It's nice. But now, Diver Down. Diver Down. I love Diver Down. I think in terms of visuals, Diver Down is like peak. It's like I would put Diver Down in S tier. That's my
I'm one of my favorite designs. I just love the ability, and a standout moment is when he fuses to the Kiss bullet, like the sticker on the bullet or whatever.
They fight. He clumps all the people together. He like connects them through their bodies and whatnot, and then they sling each other. Yeah, it's crazy. The applications for the ability are
it is very funny in the anime during that part though, because it's not in the manga. It just feels like normal, like they then go into the ocean. But in the anime, they talk for a while.
Yes.
So it feels like they're flying for literally like 3 minutes straight.
It's JoJo talking time stop logic.
Yeah.
Even in time stop, time is stopped.
Well, time stop. Usually they're not really moving around that much, you know.
That's true. So you don't like think about it.
It's literally in the air. It's
yeah. It's much less of a leap in logic when you're reading through it and you kind of are going at your own pace and they're not.
Exactly.
You don't see them moving, but once you see it in motion, it can get pretty goofy. It's part of the charm, though. And besides, Diver Down doesn't have anything to do with Diver Down. It's still peak. It's a diver guy. It's like the world, but not the world.
I definitely agree. S tier, one of my favorite designs.
S tier, utterly fantastic. Next up, very controversial one, Dragon's Dream. What are we thinking about Dragon's Dream?
Well, we're true JoJo fans, so we're gonna put this in Z tier, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's like C tier. It's fine.
I think it's like low C.
The fight's not that confusing. I just don't think it's that interesting, and it goes on for a little too long.
People used to complain all the time before the anime because there was like not the best translations back in the day, apparently, for Stone Ocean, and so people would be reading through Dragon's Dream and being like, "What? What's going on? I can't understand this feng shui shenanigans. I can't stand this. Part 6 is bad. I'm skipping to part 7. And then people would not get it. But it's once you understand that it's just like luck. It's just if you're in a good spot, you are luck, and if you are not, you bad. It's not that difficult to understand what's going on. Is it a bit? I think the episodes that it's used for and the chapters, I think it plays it out a bit too long. I think it could have been cut back. I think the ability runs its course, but things such as like the fact that it's like a fair stand and that like even its user can't really fully like control it. It can only like do what it says. That's a fun concept. It even I remember one time it even like tells Foo Fighters what its ability is, and oh my god, I will not remember Dragon's Dream's user's name for
Kenzo.
You remember? I
do.
I'll give you a gold medal. There you go. Here's your Kenzo point. Number 1 Kenzo stan.
Number 1 Dragon Dreams fan.
Dragon's
There you go, guys.
I will say though, in the Netflix dub, they call it Drake's Dreams. This is my stand. This is mine. I own it legally. How funny. Also, the quote unquote song reference to this is apparently it's one of the ones that I don't think we've figured out ever. It's
I think it's a really random one.
Some album cover art collection. It's super.
I think it's an art collection.
Go to the JoJo wiki. And if go look, go see what it is. Cause I don't remember what it is, but I'll actually probably put it up on screen right now. There, it's
a
this.
company. It's a company. It says Roger Dean's company.
That's probably
Roger Dean is a musical artist.
This is probably one of the ones where we haven't actually been directly confirmed.
No,
of it.
it's a album art. Like it's a company that makes the album art.
Okay, so I was correct. Okay, that's weird. That's he throws in some curveballs sometimes. Either that or it's some song with 5 views on Japanese YouTube somewhere, or not even Japanese YouTube. He listens to only Western stuff. Anyways, Foo Fighters. What do we think? I love Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters is fun. What's our favorite Foo Fighters design? Do we like the original? Do we like the human form, or do we like the blend, that kind of like in between like that?
I mean, I do really like the blend, and they barely use it too.
Yeah, the blend's probably my favorite. They should use it more. It's really cool. It's a very I like the introductory arc of Foo Fighters a lot. It's
I like
very
it being
cool.
in like the marsh kinda.
It's the haha Among Us, haha, so funny. Insert the jokes here. It's a cool setting for it's taking advantage of Florida. It's with all the crocodiles. No, it's cool. I think Foo Fighters is a good blend of all the elements that make JoJo stands cool. It's very versatile. Its introduction is very creepy. There's some good gore to it too, with Foo Fighters being able to like get limbs cut off and everything and just be able to reattach them. Foo Fighters being the healing stand of the part is also an interesting choice. Because sometimes they're just like isn't a healing stand, like in part 3. I suppose they had ham on, but it feels like in part 3 they get all of their bones broken, and then the next day they're perfectly fine. But if you want to say that's ham on shenanigans, they never show it, but you're allowed to think that. But yeah, I'm thinking A tier, probably below Stone Free, I'd say personally. But what do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably say below Stone Free.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot. All right, up next we have the first real stand encounter of the part, Goo Goo Dolls, also known as Little Feet 2.
I mean, I really like this as a kind of first stand fight. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's nice, and as much as I joke about it just being the same as Little Feet, it is different. It is slightly different, and I think the the fact that like even the location in a prison, I think even simple stuff like that can change a stand fight tremendously, which it is. I wouldn't say the fights are similar at all. I can't decide which one I like better, Little Feet or Goo Goo Dolls. Which are you a fan of? I think design-wise, I personally like Little Feet more, but I think I might like the Goo Goo Dolls fight more. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree with you. That exact.
Yeah, that sounds right. Are we thinking? I'd say B tier below Burning Down. That's what I think.
Below Burning Down, yeah, definitely, and it's probably just gonna be the lowest of B tier.
Yeah. I don't think it quite gets down into C. I think it's fun enough. I like how the stand itself stays a consistent small size, but because Jolene like keeps shrinking, it looks like it's like pretty big. That's a fun idea. But I don't think it deserves anything higher than Burning Down the House. But
yeah,
it's not Dragon's Maid. All right, the other shrinking stand of the part besides the other one from last part, Green Grass of Home. I love Green Grass of Home. I absolutely fantastic. I think it's the best out of the three shrinking stands.
I think it's just really fun how it's like a baby that they're trying to go after.
Yeah, it's got like a mind of a child. It's very fun, as opposed to the other baby we fought back in Death 13, which did not act like a baby at all. So it's I think we got both comparisons there.
Green Baby's just creepy in general because it's like a homunculus of Joestar and Dio.
Yeah. It's so fun. It's kind of in both adaptations, I believe. They make Green Grass of Home the stand not green. They make it like this blue, I believe.
Yeah, it's blue and orange.
It's okay. Yeah, they don't change the color. Yeah. Most of the things in Part 6 they just keep as the as like the original, except for like John Gallier's hair is white in the anime as opposed to pink. That's I think the only notable color change I can think of.
And that was probably just because of Anasui. They just wanted.
Yeah, they wanted to. And coming off the back of Diablo, that was always a big thing. But anyways, personally, when I was like reading through the manga, I remember Green Grass of Home being one of my favorites. But upon like rewatch when the anime was coming out, it went down slightly for me, but not too much. But I personally love Green Grass of Home, so I would put it in S tier because I love it so much. But I just think the cool infinity shrinking concept. I will put it in top of A.
I think below Stone Free.
Really, below Stone Free?
Stone Free does way more. Yeah. That's
well, okay, I love the concept of just like this mathematical paradox where exponentially shrinks something into in infinite nothing. It's so cool.
It doesn't do enough.
I will put it in top of A tier.
Well, you're wrong. So
I will put. That's where it's going. I'm in control.
Are you ever really in control?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But the highway to hell. How are we thinking? It's the purple goop that goes on people and offs themselves. What's the thing YouTubers say? Unalive? That's the thing we're supposed to say? I think that's what we're supposed to say, so we don't get
commit
killed.
Suicide.
No! Grant, you cannot say that on this platform!
Demonetized.
Dead. Channel dead. JoJo Overdrive over. It's JoJo Overdrive. I think I've said that 5 times at this point.
Overdrive.
It's so Overdrive.
This one's fun.
Yeah, it's okay. I put it.
I don't really like the design that much.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun how it changes depending on the suicide method.
Yeah.
And even conceptually, it's pretty fun. But it is just lovers.
Mm-hmm.
That it is. Part 6. There's a lot of duplicate stands, which is not for me at least. I think it's fun because you get to see how, like, situations, as I mentioned before, situations change, like, the course of a stand fight. Even in this part alone, there's 2 shrinking stands and there's 2 gravity stands, and they're wildly different to each other. So, already you can tell. But this, I just have Lovers just seems like a more entertaining fight, and they go shrink down inside them, and there's a bunch of little dudes, and they're fun.
Lovers is, I think, like the single most underrated fight in Part 3.
Lovers is so good. Go check out our Part 3 tier list and see our ranking on those, because there's some underrated stands in Part 3. Let me tell you that. But yeah, Highway to Hell, I'd say probably above Dragon's Dream, but not in B tier. In C tier.
Not in B tier. C. Yeah.
C tier. Can't move the stand right. There we go. Okay. The tier list is being funky. There we go. Okay. Ooh, Jailhouse Lock. Now this is a fun one.
Love this one.
Conceptually, like
the entire plot of that arc is from the movie Memento. Like, it's just copied from that, and I love that movie. So,
I've never seen the movie, so I can't speak for it, but I believe, I trust in your judgment.
The whole writing down the memories and stuff, and the short-term memory loss and stuff. I loved that. And I just think it's a really, really fun final arc to do before they escape jail.
Yeah, it's such a cool. It's not even like a fighting stand at all. It has no physical like combat capabilities at all. It's literally just it messes with your memory, and it's so powerful. It's one of the most powerful of them all. It's such a good final test to escape the prison. It's very nice. And I will say, as much as I hated the batch releases for Netflix Part 6 anime, I really liked leaving off the batch on Jailhouse Lock. That's a really good final like section for that. So yeah, that was a nice note to end off of. But it should not have been like that. Just saying, I do not support these batch releases. If you rats do this to Steel Ball Run, I will never forgive you. But how are we thinking? What tier are we thinking about?
I think bottom of A.
Below Foo Fighters, you'd say? That's
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. I had to think about it for a second. I had to compare the two options. Jumpin' Jack Flash, Gravity Stand number 1.
It's fun. I like the cloud suits in this fight.
I think, for whatever reason it is, I can't put my finger on it. I think the anime did the fight much better. I don't know what it was about it. I think I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it moderately when reading it, but
you
when
love
watching
the
it.
CGI.
I love CGI. Lang Wrangler. All the Lang Wrangler stands in the chat, please comment Lang Wrangler Nation right now. They will never defeat us. The system will never defeat us. Jumpin' Jack Flash, it's fun. It's a fun time. I don't know what to say.
Abilities are cool. The actual stand design, I think, is like pretty generic.
Yeah, I could do better. I will say I do like the arm spinny like things, like the gyroscopic things that he shoots stuff out of. That's really cool. It's hard to describe if you haven't seen it before. But if you haven't seen it before, what are you doing here? If you haven't seen it, there is a spoiler warning in the description of this channel. What are you doing here? We can't stop the part skippers. It's inevitable. We can't. We're powerless. Anyways, I
think this is probably B tier in the middle, like below Burning Down the House, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Given us like the day, I might put it above Burning Down the House, but today is not that day. No. I don't feel like it today. Kiss. What are we thinking about Kiss?
I mean, I mentioned earlier that moment again. With them going over the ocean, but I think Kiss is just used in a lot of really cool parts.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool applications. I think personally, I think it's
great too.
I think it's probably the weakest out of the main characters' stands. I would say though. I'm thinking I like Foo Fighters better. I like Stone Free better. Spoiler alert: I like Weather Report better. I agree. Yeah, I think it's the weakest, but I don't. That is in no way.
And still put it probably the very bottom of A.
I would put it probably at top of B. That's probably what I would do. I just think there's some details about it, like I think it like damaging something when the two fuse back together is pretty unnecessary, and it feels like it's just there because it needs a more offensive capability. I think it would have been a lot more creative to just have the duplication and not the damaging part, because often the ability is just used for the damage when you could achieve the same effect by having the stand break a thing.
Yeah.
But that's like the only thing holding it.
I also don't think it's used nearly enough.
Yeah. The Hermes is kind of kicked out of a third of the part. But the Limp Bizkit section, as we'll get to in the next stand, is very good. I like that part a lot. So it's a good way to get Hermes out of there for a while.
I'll just say top of B. I'll agree with you then.
Yeah. I'll top of B. There we go. And as I mentioned 5 seconds ago, Limp Bizkit, possibly one of the funniest names for any stand name ever. I love Limp Bizkit so much. It's such a weird, invisible zombies. That's the ability. That's it. That's. There's nothing more complicated to it. That's what it. It's such a wild concept. Have we? I'm trying to think. There's this. Yeah, this is the only invisibility ability in the series, isn't it? You think, but invisibility is such like a kind of generic superhero concept. Yeah, no, this is it. There's not just a stand that makes you invisible. Stands are usually invisible to non-stand users, but something invisible to stand users, now that's a funny gimmick.
You were talking about how you liked Jumpin' Jack Flash and all that better in the anime. I think Limp Bizkit's even better here in the anime because they have the whole flashback.
Oh yeah, that's it's nicely paced. It's I think the pacing is much more in the anime. The visuals of the blood covering the zombies and seeing only part of it is iconic for part 6. Absolutely spectacular. I would put this at A tier, below Stone Free, above Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that seems
above, but at the same time I like Jailhouse Lock a lot. But this is but it's so cool with the blood. I'll stick to my gut and put it above Foo Fighters, below Stone Free.
Yeah.
Mid A tier. All right, Manhattan Transfer. It's mostly just used during a dream sequence, technically. But I'm still counting it. I'm counting the fight as not the Whitesnake fight. I'm counting it as the Manhattan Transfer fight. It does show up later one time, but he dies 5 seconds after that, so it doesn't matter. It's all. It's
one of the only fights, / dream sequence with Jotaro.
Yeah.
In it too.
Yeah. It's good. It redirects the sniper bullets with the wind. You can it doesn't redirect them. For all functional purposes, he's just really good at shooting, but the wind carries in a direction. Whatever. It's very simplistic. There's some cool visuals to it. The anime did make it pretty much only CG though, which I will defend a lot of anime CG in my lifetime, but I just think it would have been cool to see it more standard animation. I'd probably put this
bottom of B or top of C.
I was about to say top of C, bottom of B. Yeah. I will put it.
I'd say top of C.
Yeah, let's put it at top of C. I think there could have been more to it than just some keys on a floaty thingy that I can't even tell what it's supposed to be, but it's a stand. Who cares? Marilyn Manson. I love this whole section. It's a very short section. It's probably Marilyn Manson is one of my favorite one-off single episode fights of the whole series. Later on they get to splitting them up into usually 2-parters. Ever since the second half of part 3. But it's I think if you take all of the one-offs, Marilyn Manson might be my favorite. I like it a hell of a lot.
Yeah. I think the design is just okay. Again, it kind of gets into the generic humanoid, which is very funny because I think this part has the most of those like just generic humanoids, and then now we're reading part 9 where he has 0 humanoids so far.
Yeah. One big thing I would have loved to see in the anime, I think this was the stand that most deserved a color change. In the manga, it's this really boring tan, kind of yellowish, and it doesn't pop. And I've seen some fan art before where it's like these cool like dark blues and blacks and stuff like that. And I think it could be made a lot more menacing to fit with its menace in the section of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I personally would put this at top of B, above Kiss,
not
below
above
Jailhouse
Kiss.
Lock.
No way above Kiss.
No, I like it more. I like it more than Kiss. I like its functionality. I will put it. Wait,
no.
Where did you put it?
To you, below Kiss.
Well, I was about to say I'll put it below Kiss, but it has to be above Burning Down the House.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
I don't agree with you. Honestly, I think it's probably below Burning Down the House too, but you know.
Burning Down the House is just a room.
And agreement.
It's just a room. Whatever. I like Burning Down the House. If I don't argue with people, I won't be satiated. Planet Waves, aka Earth, Wind, and Fire, until it wasn't. It's. I think the stand itself isn't like the greatest, but the fight it's used in is very, very good. I think the meteor part of that fight is much less entertaining than just them beating each other to death. I think.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to in the Survivor section of this.
That fight is so good. It carries that whole first part.
Yeah,
the first
batch.
You know how we had the first batch? Oh my god,
Thanks,
we haven't even said batch in a long time. Yeah.
No, but it's the Planet Waves section fight. Like the first part of the maximum security prison arc is like the best part of that section. And it's underrated. It's so impeccably underrated. It's so much fun. It's so just raw. It's so cool.
I'd probably put Planet Waves right above Burning Down the House.
Yeah, I will agree with agree with that.
Also, I really like the design. I just think it's really cool.
It's just a fun guy. It's a fun cool.
He kind of looks like the Colossal Titan.
It does, yeah. Next up, we have Survivor. We're up at Survivor now. So as I said earlier, I think the Survivor stuff about the maximum security arc is like the best part. Like the concept that it just makes people want to kill each other. That's very fun. Stand wise, design wise, it's just some strands on the ground. It's not exactly the strongest, most iconic design of all time. So I'll have to docket some points for that. I'll also have to docket some points for technically not ever being the focus of any specific part. It's just a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
But it does lead to some of my favorite moments of early part 6.
Yeah, Survivor, it's such a weird scenario because it's just like, yeah, again, you said there's a means to an end more than anything.
And the user just kind of gets just like defeated very anticlimactically once the green baby shows up. It kind of just becomes irrelevant, and he's gone, and he gets his spine inverted by Diver Down, the goat.
Yeah. I think probably under Manhattan Transfer.
In C, yeah. Yeah, I'd say as the stand itself, I'd say it definitely deserved more of a spotlight than it got. But I will put it above Manhattan Transfer, just because I like that section of the story so much. But I will not put it into B tier. Next up, Weather Report. And I guess we'll include heavy weather in this section too, because it's the same technical.
I just want to get it out of the way first. S tier.
S tier. Utterly S tier. I would put it above Diver Down.
I agree with you. I love Weather Report.
Weather Report is so good. So probably one of the strongest.
I already like
stands.
It without like the snail stuff, and then the snail stuff happens. And it's just like awesome.
Nuts. It's the whole heavy weather section is literally just Araki thinking to himself, what is the absolute limit I can take, quote unquote, weather? And apparently he thought of, if weather manipulates raindrops, raindrops can project light, and the light can project images into your brain to hypnotize you. And it's like, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then they turn into snails. It's so good. Again, even without the snails, it's so good. Design-wise, it's so simplistic and yet so good. Stands can often be like super over-designed, and I usually love them for it, but it's nice to just see it's just very, very plain. Bunch of cool clouds, cool little tubes, and it got the stand eyes. Nice. This is what every stand should strive to be. Very well done. We're done with the report. Like a lot of things in part 6, as you said, could have been used a bit more. Would have liked to see more of this and less of Dragon's Dream, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good job, Araki. You did it. You've peaked as a stand creator. I
also just think Weather Report as a character too.
Oh yeah.
Is just great.
Adds so much to part 6. Such a cool concept that we will get into probably when we talk about Whitesnake. All right, next up we have Yo-Yo Ma, and I don't like Yo-Yo Ma. I'll put that there. I think it's kind of lame. I personally though. What do you think about Yo-Yo Ma?
Yo-Yo Ma is good. I know it's like kind of a hated arc, a little bit.
I don't like it. I don't like Yo-Yo Ma.
I think I like them being on the boat. I think it's kind of fun.
It's okay. It's whatever. It kind of there's some cool suspenseful moments and stuff like that, but it doesn't ever it doesn't peak. And I don't really like his design.
I like his design.
No, I'm not. I'm a Yo-Yo Ma hater.
You just hate goofiness and fun.
I hate whimsy. Yo-Yo Ma is too whimsical. Get him out of here.
I hate fun. No fun allowed photo.
No fun allowed in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yo-Yo Ma is icky and a stinker. That's what he is. He's probably one of my least favorites in like this kind of era of JoJo. Like 5, 6, 7. I'd say probably my least favorite fight would be Yo-Yo Ma. And it's better than a lot of other anime, that's for sure. But it's still, in terms of JoJo's standards, I won't allow this, Araki. Also, in the original manga, it's really weird because
Evangelion.
Now, don't hold on a second. It was a funny joke, guys. Calm down. In the original manga, I think they fixed this in the anime though. For some reason, the arc starts like in the middle of it. It does this weird like time thing where it starts with them on the boat, and like you turn the page from one chapter to the next, and suddenly they're on a boat with Yo-Yo Ma. You don't know what the hell is going on, and then it flashes back, and it's like, wait, this is unnecessary. And I think if I remember correctly, they fixed it in the anime where they just, I guess fixed. They actually changed Araki's creative vision to make the story for some reason in weird time. They just made it so that the introduction is first, and then they go on the boat.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but where would you put it on the tier? S tier, S for Yo-Yo Ma.
I'd put it below Manhattan Transfer.
I will put it at the very bottom of C tier, but I will not put it in D tier where it belongs and deserves. All right, next up, the true embodiment of fun and whimsy, Bohemian Rhapsody. This is good. This is good stuff. The part with Spider-Man in it until it was Batman. Exactly. Yes. This was Bohemian Rhapsody was the topic of discussion for years of what it would be like when it was animated. Did it live up to the hype?
It was pretty much like the exact same.
It just did everything.
Except it shifted to Warner Brothers stuff like Bugs Bunny and stuff.
Yeah, I remember they mentioned
everyone guessed. Everyone guessed that.
Yeah. It's just kind of surreal seeing that section animated. It's very weird.
That was very cool.
Also,
We
people
watched it
people
all
did kind of
before.
overhype it because even in the original manga, they don't show a lot. They just mention a lot of names.
No, yeah, and
So-
I remember also in the anime they have the news broadcast or whatever, and I believe they changed that too.
I still think they mention like Kenshiro and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
so.
yeah.
But yeah, as mostly it's just fairy tales, which I thought was always the most creative part of it. Not like the pop culture reference. I mean, it's cool.
Well,
Pop
the
culture
big one
reference is cool, but
everyone was looking towards is if they were gonna keep Spider-Man in.
yeah. Which again, Spider-Man's
It's like one
hand
panel.
is featured in it and nothing else.
Literally.
So, but no, I love Bohemian Rhapsody. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool and fun. And
It's great. S tier.
the way it's defeated, I would agree. Yeah, S tier. The way it's defeated is just so perfect. It makes complete sense. It's one
also
of those
love
things
that
that's like so obvious.
Ungolo's on the plane the entire time.
Yeah, he's not even there.
It's
He just
amazing.
leaves. He figures out his stand is long range, and he's just like, I don't need to be here. Goodbye, and he leaves. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love him figuring out that it failed or whatever by
Yeah.
the book returning.
Yeah, exactly. And he just gives up. He just like loses all hope.
He goes like,
he just
and dies.
he dies. For all intents and purposes, he's just dead. I know he's retired, but he's dead. He's out of it. No, but yeah, what is it? What does Weather Report create? Like Putback Man or something like that? So yeah, it's such an easy solution, and that makes complete sense with how the stand works. It's the perfect ending to that section.
It's not really
utterly
after the character, but it like makes sense in the context of it. It's very.
I won't put it above Diver Down and Weather Report, but for sure it belongs at the top of the top.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Sky High. This is a fun one. Technically the stand itself is just the little bracelet thingy. But we'll include the rods, the funky little guys.
I think Sky High is the weakest of the Dio brothers.
No, you're wrong. He is the strongest, you bastard. I like Rikyo. A lot. But
you like Sky High more than Bohemian Rhapsody?
yeah, man.
What?
It's cool. When she lights herself on fire to beat the rods or whatever.
Comment
and he just-
section, destroy him.
No! Do not destroy me! I
That
will.
is, like-
I will take
that is
half of my stock
insane
in this
opinion.
channel. I will leave. And all of the
That's
fans who
insane
come to see
opinion.
me will also leave. Yeah, it's better than that section. You utter rat. No, but there's so many cool things, man. The rods they fly. I like how they're like cryptids or whatever. They're like the origin behind the rods for those who are not in the know are at certain like shutter speeds or whatever, like just like moths and stuff flying by, it will like appear as if every single frame or whatever of the quote unquote frame of their body is stretched out and will make these weird rod shapes. And for like a while, people are like, "What is this? Some weird creature!" And it's a cryptid now. But I mean, of course, I believe in the rods 100%. Of course, as I am a true Rikyo believer. But no, I just think the whole thing's cool. And then on the helicopter, and then they crash the helicopter, and then they attack each other. And I like his whole thing where he's like, "I'm Apollo" or whatever like that. It's so peak. I will defend Sky High to the end of my days. But if you think that it's not peak, then fine. Where would you put Sky High? Where would you put it?
Probably right above Foo Fighters.
Okay, that's mean and inappropriate. But I will put it. I will
Not
put
S
it.
tier. It's not.
I'm not. I will admit that the stand itself, the arc has great stuff, but the arc is carried by the characters, not really the stand. I will agree with that. I will put it exactly where you said. I will do it. Above Foo Fighters, below Limp Bizkit. All right, Underworld. Fun name for being a Dio child, because world, ha ha ha, how fun. But besides that, what are we thinking? I think it's very good.
I really like Underworld. Yeah.
Just based, it's the fact that he carries over into heavy weather is one of the more fun parts about it.
Yeah, like directly, like he goes into yeah.
If
he doesn't just get retired immediately at the end of the fight,
like the other two, yeah. If Donatello didn't, is he Donatello? I'm going. I feel like I'm going crazy versus
Donatello versus.
I just because I say Donatello and my brain's like Ninja Turtle, and my brain's like that can't be correct. No, his name is Donatello versus. Donatello that's correct. Okay. It's just okay.
I think it's also interesting because he's clearly the most like capable out of the Dio brothers.
Oh yeah,
like he's the closest to Dio or Giorno.
Yeah, he's great, and I like how at the end he decides to betray Poochie, unlike the others who were like very loyal, and even Poochie's like, "What the hell, man? What is this?" And that he starts heavy weather. It's great, but I do think the arc itself,
like Dio son,
the arc itself of Underworld. Could be better. The Final Destination arc in the ground. I think that would be the weakest of the three. I think the three brothers.
I like them having to look for the specific seats though. You know?
Yeah, no, I still think it's very good, but it is the weakest out of the three. Yeah, I would put it bottom of A, above Kiss, below Jailhouse Lock, in my opinion.
I'll let you have that.
All right, we're about to go on a bit of a hot streak, in my opinion.
Oh my god!
We're at Whitesnake. I don't know how the man does it. The man Araki is unstoppable with his villain stance. Utterly unbeatable. I don't think
he's made a single bad villain stand. No.
Yeah, not even a bad villain stand. Every single villain stand main villain stand he's made so far is S tier. Like, undeniably, in my opinion. I think every single one.
Spoilers for
part 7 and 8.
We'll probably take a break and do those later since they're, you know.
Well, yeah. As if we did not just take a break.
Yeah, no, but in terms of, like, we're done with the original universe.
Yeah, the original sets, all the anime onlys. We didn't say any spoilers, right? There's spoiler one. Whatever, man.
Rohan Stan.
I think we mentioned Doggy Style earlier. I don't remember. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
whatever. Sorry.
Wonder View. Boom.
No! As if everyone already doesn't know about that. Go read the parts, you lazy bastards.
So S tier for White
S tier,
obviously.
but where?
Above
Weatherport? Below?
Above Bohemian Rhapsody.
Below Diver Down?
No, he's above Diver Down.
Yeah, I'll put it number 2. Number 2 placement. Whitesnake. Sea Moon.
I'm sorry. I think that Whitesnake's just the design is like one of my favorites. It's so cool, all the words across them and stuff.
It's the if you didn't know, it's like the RNA letters or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And
it carries over into Sea Moon.
And I think just what's crazy is that you start off with Whitesnake and you're like, man, this is so powerful. Like, this is gonna be our villain stand, and then you have 2 more evolutions that get him in.
Oh my god! Like it's kind of crazy. It's really nuts. Sea Moon.
No.
Sea Moon is I love Sea Moon. It's ranking the 3 villain stands is I think the hardest decision for me out of literally anything else. Oh, Sea Moon is so good.
I'm just gonna count them as like their individual abilities because we know that he can kind of switch between them or whatever. Because remember,
uses the discs or whatever.
He uses the discs with Made in Heaven.
Yeah. He can manipulate the discs. Yeah.
So we're just gonna include the abilities that are exclusive to it.
Yeah.
So using that, I think Sea Moon's lower than Whitesnake for me personally. But it's also
design-wise, though. I have such a soft spot because is it my favorite visual of the 3? But Made in Heaven. This is man. I like the fusion of the green baby with Whitesnake in terms of its looks. I like it.
One of the rare times in JoJo, it's like an actual fusion.
Yeah. I like its stupid pose where it like holds up his hands and does the.
It's actually
the weird
better.
movements.
I think it's a better fusion design than Soft and Wet, which barely took anything.
Yeah,
Killer
Soft and Wet being a fusion, even I get that's also a spoiler. I'm gonna put a spoiler tag in the description, because I mean it's in the description of the channel. So what are you doing here? But either way, Soft and Wet being like a fusion stand. Well, not exactly like I don't think it was a retcon. I think it could have been like visually implemented better. Yeah. This though is beautiful. Fantastic.
I think right under Whitesnake in S tier.
Yeah, I will concur.
I do love the folding body horror, the reversing the skin and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's probably the biggest instance of body horror that ever like got to me in the entire series is probably the inverting fingers. Too. Yeah. Yeah. The pulling off the toenails. Oh, that's so much stuff. But yeah, the inverting fingers where it goes inside and the muscles like pop out of the other side. It's crazy. I was like, wow, that's nuts. Anyways, made in heaven. That's.
I'm sorry that the audience had to hear that. That was.
I know.
Uncalled for.
I'm sorry. I'm not Mr. Freddie Mercury. Apologies. I think it's the best stand of the part. That's what I think. At that above Weather Report, above Whitesnake, above Sea Moon, above Diver Down, above them all, I'd put it at the very tippy top. It's the culmination of like literally everything the series had been going up to at that point. Its ability is insanely strong and cool visually, both in the manga and the anime. It was adapted basically perfectly. I would say.
I can't believe how perfectly they adapted it. Because I was a huge doubter. I was like, it's just such a hard thing to get right in terms of speeding up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they're not gonna make it feel fast enough. You know what I mean? They're not gonna make it feel impactful enough, and they're gonna drag out stuff. And they didn't really at all.
They actually sped it up a bit. They cut a few like background instances of time speeding up. But I don't count that as like you ruined the story because the point got across basically.
I was so not convinced that they were going to be able to like nail it, and then they fully nailed it, and I was like with the sound design.
Oh, the sound design!
Including like the anime, and this was just cheating a little bit. But I mean, come on.
Yeah. But yeah,
so good.
I put it at the top, at the very tippy top, the peak of the mountain.
And then of course it allows Araki to just go crazy with the power of it.
But yeah, that's it. That's the part 6 stand tier list. I don't remember how this compares to the other ones. I think this is a pretty like average looking set of like a spread.
No D tiers though.
No D tiers, which I disagree on.
I think some of the stuff in C tier could probably dip low.
We could probably dip it, but we'll keep it here. We'll keep it here.
We're shining beacon of positivity.
Exactly. I know some people out there are like, I need my negativity. I need Whitesnake in F tier now. But no.
I just wanted to ask the audience something real quick. I put out a poll on the YouTube channel too. But if you guys want to see One Piece live action, because we were kind of iffy on it, because we're like, do people want to see it? And it had 60% versus like 30%. For yes, so if you guys want to see our review of that, tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
We want to make sure you guys actually would want to watch it.
We don't want to branch out if you guys don't want to, and it's kind of at a weird point where it's like 60% is big, but at the same time, like that means like 40-ish% of you don't, and that's like it's kind of finicky. So if you guys are vocal enough, we will do it. But if you're vocal against it, then I was like, okay, well we'll step back.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your damn lane. But yeah, part 6 as a whole, song reference wise, just putting this at the end, is my favorite in terms of the collective song references. Foo Fighters, Made in Heaven.
I told you part 5 is my favorite.
Part 5's your favorite? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's got good ones like King Crimson and stuff like that. But this has got 2 Queen songs in it, man. I can't deny that. What else has this got in it? It's got Goo Goo Dolls is great. Kiss, oh my god. It's Sky High, oh my lord. Limp Bizkit, I'm just looking down everything. Highway to Hell, oh my god. Every song is so good in this section. Yo Ma, the cello player. Oh my god. Fire. Utter fire. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Be prepared for part 7 and 8 sometime in the future. Not setting us up for any date. Sometime eventually.
Next video is gonna be the next chapter review of
Oh,
JoJo's.
definitely.
And then we'll probably do, depending on what people say, either the One Piece live action review or the part 1 retrospective.
Yeah.
I'd like to get both those out after the next chapter.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is JoJo Overdrive signing off.
Watch where you're going, hold and drive. Let the downside up to top notch, whatever haters do. Hot top.